Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time for the top 15 small forwards in the NBA. We've done point guards, we've done shooting guards. Make sure you go check out those videos. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel. $100 giveaway, 500 subs. Do not miss it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of things to do today, so I'm going to go through these players quickly. If I just kind of gloss over a player real quick, I don't mean any disrespect. I just got to get going, okay? Small forward position, it's pretty weak compared to other position groups. I think the weakest out of all of them. So some of the players on the bottom of this list, quality-wise, probably wouldn't make it on other positions, but here they are on the small forward list. Starting with number 15, Nicolas Batum. I'm taking some liberties putting him here because, you know, he could be classified as several different things and he might not be the 15th best, but I just want to give him a shout out because he's just been so perfect for the Clippers. He's came in, he's been like a Swiss Army knife for them, doing a bunch of different things, playing a bunch of different positions. He's shooting the ball well, he's playing good defense. It's obvious that, you know, he was in over his head in Charlotte, right? He had no business having the role that he had. Charlotte fucked that one up for sure, but he's been super good with the Clippers. He's been a huge piece for them. So shout out to Nicolas Batum for really kind of surprising everybody with how well he's played. At number 14, it is Michael Porter Jr. I don't want to speak for Nuggets fans, but I feel confidently in saying that he's got to be like one of the most frustrating players to watch if he's on your team, because you see these really high highs where you see a player who could blossom into a potential superstar in the NBA, and then you see these lows where it's just super inconsistent, boneheaded plays, lackadaisical effort. You know, the highs are still there. Part of me does feel like for MPJ to really spread his I almost said MJ. For MPJ to really spread his wings, he might have to go to a team where he can kind of have the ball in his hands most of the time, kind of make these boneheaded mistakes and not have to worry about doing it on a contending team. But I still have Michael Porter Jr. here. I mean, when he's on, he's a really good scorer. He's a great rebounder. You know, he could be a good defender. I don't know. In the future, the effort's not really there from time to time, but I still think he's a good player. He's here at number 14. At number 13, we have Royce O'Neal, one of the best defenders in the NBA, a huge reason why the Jazz are as good as they are, why they probably have the best defense in the NBA. This dude is one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. Offensively, he's not going to do much for you, right? He's not going to do much for you, but he's still shooting the three at around 40%. You know he's going to catch and shoot threes. There's really not much else to say about him. He's a great role player, can defend like crazy, and can hit timely threes, which is really all you're asking out of him. So he's here at number 13. And speaking of threes, at 12, we have Joe Harris, a dude shooting 50% from three. That I can't even fathom. 50%. I'm just trying to imagine a playoff series where you have to account for James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and all the meanwhile, there's a dude sitting just waiting for a catch and shoot three opportunity who is shooting 50% from three. Like if you sag off of him, if you come off of him to help on Kevin Durant or James Harden or Kyrie Irving, he's going to be left wide open and he's going to hit that. It's just a nightmare for defenses. Shout out to Ernie Johnson for putting Joe Harris on his reserve ballot for the All-Star game. I think that's a little bit too much, but the dude's been really, really good. I mean, 50% from three. Like, what the f is that? All right, at number 11, we have Joe Ingles for the Utah Jazz. Another great three-point shooter. Just another really good, solid role player for the Utah Jazz who is just instrumental in their success, right? He's a dude who's not going to wow you. He's not going to blow you away, but he does pretty much everything good. He's one of those dudes where he plays. You go through the entire course of the game. The next thing you know, you're like, wait, Joe Ingles gave us 20 points on like 7 for 8 shooting, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. Like that's kind of the game that he has. It doesn't like jump out at you whenever you're watching it, but by the time the game's over, you're like, Joe Ingles just f***ed us. We just got jingled. All right, at number 10, I'm taking some liberties putting this guy here, especially in the top 10. But, you know, when you watch like NFL and NBA draft videos, the experts always talk about, well, this is my guy. This is my guy. This is my guy in the NBA right now. It's DeAndre Hunter for the Atlanta Hawks, a dude who hasn't played since January. Again, I'm taking some liberties putting him here. But whenever you watch the Hawks play, it's so obvious that DeAndre Hunter is their second most important player. I don't know if I would say second best. I think that designation still goes to John Collins, but DeAndre Hunter is clearly their second most important player. He's a very, very good wing defender. And remember, this was a dude who was a top 4 pick just 2 years ago. So he has superstar potential. I don't know if I'd say superstar potential, actually. I think he does have like star potential, all-star potential. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of these dudes who by this time next year or even 2 years from now takes like this Jaylen Brown leap where he goes from just being a really solid young player to being an all-star level player like pretty much overnight. His shooting percentages went up across the board to start the season. We saw he was kind of developing into just a better all-around offensive player, and you put that alongside next to Trey, you put his defense alongside next to Trey, he's going to be a huge piece for this Atlanta Hawks team for years to come. Somebody that they are definitely going to build around. At number 9, we have Gordon Hayward. Is he living up to his $30 million contract? I don't know. Like in a vacuum, Gordon Hayward worth that money? No, but on the Hornets, is he worth that money? I think so, because I think he's been, you know, really, really big piece for this team, especially a younger younger team, especially with like a younger, inexperienced point guard and LaMelo Ball. Having a guy like Gordon Hayward who can kind of shoulder some of that burden from time to time is really big for them, and he's provided them with some really good offense. Defensively, it hasn't been great, but he kind of does it all on offense. I don't think he's the all-star level player that he once was, but he's still just a really solid player. He's put some good minutes up for the Hornets this year. Big reason why they've been one of the biggest surprises in the NBA, why they're a playoff contender in the East. I mean, the East is dog shit, but they're still a playoff contender. Shout out to Gordon Hayward. He is here at number 9. At number 8, it is another one of these big surprises in the NBA. Jerami Grant, a contract that everybody laughed at, including myself, in the offseason, but he has come out and put up all-star numbers on the Detroit Pistons. Is it sustainable? Is this what we can expect moving forward? Jerami Grant putting up all-star numbers as a number 1 option on a team? I don't know. Maybe not a contending team, but he's still been really, really good for the Pistons. I don't know if anybody saw this coming, right? I don't even know if Jerami Grant himself saw this coming. Obviously he did, because he bet on himself going to Detroit and taking that contract, leaving the Nuggets, who are offering similar money. So shout out to Jerami Grant. Shout out to the Pistons. I mean, it paid off. It was something everyone laughed at, but it has paid off. Was he an all-star snub? Maybe. I mean, who are you replacing him with? Right? That's the question you got to ask. Who are you taking out of the all-star game and replacing with Jerami Grant? I don't think there's anybody, but I mean, he still played really well, and maybe next season, who knows? At number 7, we have another guy who some might consider a little bit too high, but there's something about these role players who just do their role incredibly well and contribute to winning basketball that I love. That's Mikal Bridges from the Phoenix Suns. He has been just absurdly good this year, an amazingly good defender. Every time the Suns play the Mavericks, I am always just in awe of how well Mikal Bridges plays. Luka Doncic, he plays him almost as well, if not better than anybody else in the NBA. He shoots the 3. He also has, he also has more of an offensive bag that he gets into sometimes. But you can tell, like, having Chris Paul on his team has helped him tremendously, even though he was already kind of blossoming into this elite role player. And now he's one of the best 3-and-D wings in the NBA. So shout out to the Mikal Bridges, shout out to the Phoenix Suns. Second best team in the NBA. I keep saying it because it's unbelievable, but yeah. At number 6, it is Brandon Ingram, who is having a better season than his all-star season last year, but I guess nobody cares. We just kind of know what Brandon Ingram's game is, right? He's a very, very good ISO scorer, a tough matchup for anybody defensively. His efficiency has continued to improve throughout his career. He's shown more of a willingness to play make throughout his career. I mean, we all remember that time he was a point guard for the Lakers during that little couple-week stretch. Defensively, it is still a struggle for him, and I honestly am like concerned about a defensive pairing of Zion and Brandon Ingram moving forward. Not to say that I don't think these guys can improve their defense. I think Zion can definitely improve into like a solid defender. I don't know if Brandon Ingram ever will, but still, offensively, this duo is one of the best young pairings in the NBA. So I got Brandon Ingram here at number 6. At number 5, it is Khris Middleton. And also, kind of like with Brandon Ingram, Middleton kind of is who he is at this point. He's a really good shooter. I mean, just super efficient. Like, he's bordering on being a 50, 40, 90 guy at his volume, which is pretty crazy. I think he's just like a perfect Robin to Giannis. He really is. He kind of just hides all the deficiencies in Giannis's game. Everything that Giannis is not good at, it seems like Khris Middleton is good at. So having somebody who can shoot like this next to Giannis is great. Having somebody who can create for themselves next to Giannis is great. Khris Middleton is here at number 5. At number 4, it is Jayson Tatum from the Boston Celtics. Tatum has been on kind of a cold stretch here to finish the first half of the season, but he's blossoming into a star, right? He's blossoming into a superstar, one of the premier wing players in the NBA, one of the best wing defenders in the NBA, or at least one of like the better wing defenders in the NBA. I don't know if I would say best. One of the better wing defenders in the NBA. An absurd ISO scorer. Like, he famously worked out with Kobe after his rookie year. There's definitely some shades of Kobe in his game, just the way that he plays. He's got that lethal mid-range. He can shoot the 3 incredibly well. He does have that takeover ability. Dude's just a really good player. Maybe like he's kind of getting a little overrated too quickly, because I don't know, like I've seen people say that they would rather have him over Luka, or they would rather have him over some of these other younger guys. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that, but he's definitely like turning into a young star right in front of our eyes. At number 3, it is Jimmy Butler. I mean, just from the bubble until now, this dude is just playing out of his mind. He's been huge. I mean, low key, I don't think he'll ever win an MVP because he's not going to put up those type of numbers, but he is one of the most valuable players in the NBA, just the impact that he has. I mean, the Heat are 14-8 in games that he plays and 4-10 in games that he does not play. So it's obvious how impactful he is. And the Heat are surging. They look super dangerous. Jimmy Butler has just been remarkable. I just love his game. It's just like so weird to watch. He won't shoot. He doesn't shoot, but he will shoot. Even though his percentages are really low, it seems like whenever they need a 3 and Jimmy Butler shoots it, it goes in. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's like he saves all of his 3-point shooting to when he needs it most. So shout out to Jimmy Butler. He's here at number 3. At number 2, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to spend too much time on these two guys because you know who the They are. These two are really close and interchangeable, regardless of what the narratives are. But at number 2, it is Kawhi. I mean, it's Kawhi. He's an MVP candidate, or at least he should be. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to be because everybody still remembers the Clippers choking that 3-1 lead. They're going to need some more playoff success before, Kawhi's back in that conversation. But the dude's been absolutely insane. I mean, it's Kawhi Leonard. Like, there's literally nothing else to say about him at this point. And the same can be said for the guy at number 1, LeBron James. What else is there to say about this dude, right? 18th season in the league. He's 36 years old, and it's remarkable. We'll never see another athlete like LeBron. I'm telling you this right now. We will never see another physical specimen like LeBron have the absurdly high peak that he's had and have it be for this long of a time. We will never, ever see it in any other sport. And I don't count Tom Brady because Tom Brady's not like this huge physical athletic specimen like LeBron James is, who's just like out of a lab. The dude is unbelievable. He's like he's not human. He's obviously here at number 1. All right, so that's what I got. If you disagree, let me know. I know some of you guys have not agreed with these lists. I think that's great. Let me know in the comments. I like having this discourse. I like when you guys disagree with me. It makes the comment section fun. You guys agreeing with me because my takes are usually always correct, but it can get a little bit boring, right? So leave a comment. Tell me where you agree, where you disagree. Make sure you like the video. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. Power forwards tomorrow. I thought power forward was going to be a little bit more stacked than what it is. I mean, it is stacked. There's a lot of like all-star and star level players in the power forward spot, but centers, dude, oh my God, the center position is crazy. I'm telling you. All right, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, all that good stuff. All right, bye-bye. Goodbye. Enjoy your day. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and would like more content, click here or here to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, click here or here to watch more videos. Isn't that right, Mr. Finney? Isn't that right?